Okay, this is topic 2, linear equations review. Pause it as you need to. That way you can write things down, or you can try to figure out what I'm doing. You should have as much of this review completed as possible, and this is just going back and getting help on the things you need. So the first question is match the correct slope to each set of points or graph. So if we scroll all the way down at the bottom, I have a slope bank. However, I'm just going to solve it throughout. The slope formula, which you will be given, is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So the first thing I need to do, I have a, negative 7, 5, negative 7, 9. I'm going to label x1, y1, x2, y2. So then I have 9 minus 5 over negative 7 minus negative 7. 9 minus 5 is 4. Negative 7 minus negative 7. Remember, you keep, change, flip. So that would be 0. Anytime 0 is on bottom, it is undefined. You need to make sure you know that. Okay, so B. x1, y1, x2, y2, negative 1 minus 3 over 0 minus negative 2. Keep, change, flip. So then I'd have negative 4 over, keep, change, flip, 2. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. x1, y1, x2, y2, 3 minus 3 over 10 minus 8. 3 minus 3 is 0. 10 minus 8 is 2. Anytime 0 is on top, your slope is 0. Now, when we're looking at graphs, remember it is rise over run. You have to rise, you have to get up before you can start your day and run. So when you have a line like this, you want to pick out 2 points on that line that go through where the grid lines cross behind it. So here's a point, and here's a point. So I'm going to count up and over. So I'm going to go 1, 2, so I went up 2, and then I went to the left. Since I go to the left towards the negatives, it's minus 1. So rise, 2 over run, negative 1. 2 divided by negative 1 is negative 2. For E, the same thing. I need to pick 2 points. I'm going to do these 2 this time. I go up and over, so I go up 1, 2, and I go to the right 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 over 4, but I can simplify that. So I'm going to divide the top by 2 and the bottom by 2 to get 1 over 2. That is slope. Now we're going to look at number 2 that says, find the x and y intercepts of the below equation. Write each answered as an ordered pair. That's important. First off, you need to remember to find the x-intercept. Plug 0 in for y. And to find the y-intercept, you're going to plug 0 in for x. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. 4x minus 7 times 0 equals negative 84. Negative 7 times 0 is just 0, so I have 4x equals negative 84. And divide both sides by 4. X is going to equal negative 21. So then I'm going to do this for the y-intercept. I'll write that like that. There you go. Then I'm going to have 4 times 0 minus 7y equals negative 84. 4 times 0 is 0. Negative 7y equals negative 84. Divide both sides by negative 7. Y equals 12. Now, to put them in order pairs, remember for x-intercept, you have a number and 0. For y, you have 0 and a number. So for x-intercept, I have 21, 0. And then I have 0, 12. And that's my answer. For number 3, it says convert the equation to slope-intercept form and find the y-intercept written as ordered pair. So first thing, when it says slope-intercept form, remember we have y equals mx plus b. M is your slope, b is your y-intercept. Okay, so in order to solve or find this, I need to solve for y. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this -2 and distribute it throughout. Y minus 5 equals -2x, because -2 times x is -2x. -2 times 1 is -2. And I'm going to add 5 to both sides. So y equals -2x plus 3. So my slope is -2 and my y-intercept is 3. It says to write my y-intercept as an ordered pair. So that means I would have 0, 3. All right. This one says to find the equation in point-slope form, slope-intercept form, and standard form given the table. So the first thing I want to look for is if there is my y-intercept. Here's my y-intercept right here. Anytime you have 0 as your x, then the 5 or whatever your y is your y-intercept. To find the slope, I'm just going to pick 2 points. So I'm going to do this point here and this point here. So this would be 2.05, 7, -2. Okay? So I need to find my slope. So remember, x1, y1, x2, y2. So I have a -2 minus 5 over 7 minus 0. Keep, flip, change. So -7 over 7 would just be -1. And that's my slope. Okay? So I can easily write my slope-intercept form by just saying y equals my slope is -1. So -1x or -x plus my y-intercept is +5. Okay? Now for point slope, I'm going to pick one point. It does not matter. So let's pick the 7, -2. And remember, point slope is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So I'm going to have y minus, we're going to use this one right here. My y is -2, so I have to do the opposite. So it's really +2 equals, my slope is -1 times x minus 7. Now your point slope form, it could be using any of these points. Now standard form, I'm going to take my slope-intercept form and move it to standard. Remember, standard is ax plus by equals c. So I'm going to have y equals -1x plus 5. I need to get this x over here. So it's being subtracted, so I'm going to add it. So I'm going to have x plus y equals 5. X plus y equals 5. And that is your standard form. Okay. This says convert the equation to slope-intercept form and standard form. So we're going to do the exact same thing. First thing I would do is solve for y. So I'm going to distribute. So I have y plus 3 equals -3/2 times x is -3 over 2x. -3 over 2 times -4 would be plus 12 over 2. So then you have y plus 3 equals negative, I'm going to run out of room, -3 over 2x plus 6. So then I subtract this 3 from both sides. So I'm going to write it underneath here. Y equals -3 over 2x plus 3. That is my slope-intercept form. Now, if I want to change that to, I want to change that to standard form. I'm going to come over here. Y equals -3 over 2x plus 3. So I need to move this over here. So I'm going to add 3/2 x to both sides because it's subtracting, or it's a negative. So then I'm going to have 3 over 2x. plus y equals 3. I cannot have a fraction to start with, so I have to multiply everything by the denominator. So then I'm going to get 3x plus 2y equals 6 as my standard form. All right, so now we are looking at number 6. All right, so Lisa has $36 to spend on party supplies. $36. Balloon costs $3, streamers cost $2 each. Let X represent the number of balloons, Y represent the number of streamers, such that 3X plus 2Y equals 36. So first I have to graph the equation. When you have a standard form and you want to graph it, the easiest way to do, yes, I can solve for Y and do that. The easiest thing to do is find your X and Y intercepts. So to find my X intercept, I'm going to take 3X plus 2 times 0 equals 36. So 3X equals 36. Divide by 3. X is going to equal 12, which is 12, 0. And then for my y-intercept, I plug 0 in for x, so 3 times 0 plus 2y equals 36. So 2y equals 36, divide by 2, y equals 18. So it'd be 0, 18. So then I graph it. So 0, 18 would go here, 12, 0 would go here, and then you would connect, that's not a very straight line, those points. So state the y-intercept as an ordered pair. Well, we found that it's 0, 18. This tells us that Lisa could buy 0 balloons, because our X is 0, and 18 streamers. This is the end for part 1 of the review.